but like at the same time it's also like Kim Kardashian and like stupid like Drake stuff. And I go into this like spiral loop of just wasting time, and I understand that I need to fix my time management skills and my productivity. So I hired this amazing man named Angel Anderson, and he's like a beast with time hacks and like productivity hacks, and he's just dope, and the camera is pointing your way.
Hi guys, well first of all, we're dual recording here. We're doing a live stream at the same time with this camera. Now, you haven't seen a lot of time management or productivity videos in my channel because I stopped talking about time management and productivity a long time ago. However, from time to time, I show up to a place like Laura's office and she needs, probably like you, time management or productivity advice. So when it comes to productivity and time management, there are a few things that you have to take in consideration. First of all, the biggest one, and I call the time vampires, meaning time vampires. What is the things that suck the time out of you that you are not even aware? Instagram. I'm
aware though, that's the issue.
Yeah, so, but once you're aware, then there are other steps that you can take to move from that stage to be a more productive person. But the first one, it could be like phone calls, unscheduled meetings, you name it. And one exercise I can give you right now is to do a time inventory. A time inventory, and if you tell me that, oh, I don't have time, how I'm gonna have time to do a time inventory, then you don't deserve to be successful. Bottom line. The reason I want you to do a time inventory is for you to really identify and become aware of all those time vampires. Like, do you go and instead of jumping from the bed to exercise or to stretch and a cup of water, do you start watching the news or looking Facebook? Things like that you're going to become aware. Also, phone calls. Who is calling you every day, and instead of getting to the point, it's just chit-chatting about crap? There are many people. So number one, identify your time vampires, because once you identify the time vampires, then you can realize, you can determine, should I drop these? Should I delegate these? Should I automate that? Should I keep doing these? And that's going to become easier and easier and easier. However, many years ago, I also came across a rule. Back then we call it the 10-second rule. These days, in 2018, Mel Robbins made popular the same rule, but for her it's a 5-second rule. Basically, if something like Laura, like she went on the Instagram rabbit hole, and you became aware, but you're still there. So in what Mel Robbins shares is that by you counting backwards from 5 to 1, you activate the part of the brain that will allow you to stop that bad behavior and move to the next positive area. So for me, it was when I caught myself watching TV with my kids. Now, watching TV with my kids and spending time with them is awesome. But once you just use that as a crutch to avoid doing what you need to be doing, whether it's exercising or finishing a client project, then that becomes a crutch. So these days, I count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I get up and I start doing my thing. And that's one exercise that you can do. So first of all, a time inventory. So time, and I'm gonna write it here. Hopefully you can see. Actually, I'm gonna write it here so you can see it. So one is a time inventory. Number 2 is identify those distractions, the main distractions. Then number 3 is to do something about those distractions, especially once you become aware, and the 5-second rule can help. Number 4, if you're finding that the 5-second rule is not helping you, or you still have areas that you haven't been able to shake, then it will be, you get in the zone. All time management advice will tell you use music, work in a distraction-free zone, and utilize your calendar. And talking about calendar, that's one of the best things you can do to have is prepare what you're going to do. What you're going to do tomorrow, you want to prepare today. However, this is the problem that I see in most to-do lists. You guys have a lot of, so you want to eliminate busy work. And busy work for you and me might be totally different, but busy work is things that gotta get done, but they will not get you closer to your goal, or to whether it's financial or non-financial. And one of the tools that it works is the box. I can't remember who invented the box, but before we get to the box, things that you want to keep in mind. There are plenty time management advice out there. The GTD, if you lack organization, the GTD system is the way to go. If you lack focus, the Pomodoro technique is the way to go. And there are other types of techniques. So one, it doesn't fit all, but you cherry pick from each technique, and that definitely will help you. I'm starting to get confused here. So the idea is for you to start categorizing your tasks in each one. And the idea is that the urgent and important is the things that a lot of people focus on, and why you probably were spending a lot of time doing busy work, meaning the server crash, my tire blew off. Those things are important and urgent. You have to extinguish that fire today. However, if you cut yourself extinguishing fire all the time, then how you're going to have time to the things that matter. And I can give you one, for example. Going to church for you might not be urgent, but it's important, and you schedule that for once a week. What about your physical health? It might not be urgent, but it's important, so you do schedule time to go to the gym. So those are the things that move you closer to your goal, whether it's financial or non-financial. So these ones that are not urgent but important, those are the things that you want to start scheduling. So this is the area where you want to put most of your emphasis and most of your time. You want to schedule more. The things that are not urgent but important, and you want to schedule that as much as possible. This one will happen from time to time, the fires that you will have to extinguish. This one you want to eliminate, and this one you want to defer or delegate as much as possible. And if you start with that, you should be in the right path to improve your time management. Things that I do that it worked for me. I don't leave anything here. I use my calendar 100% for birthdays, reminders, appointments. I let the calendar and I use the calendar reminders to, because you in Google Calendar you have 4 or 5 reminders, and you can leverage that a week in advance, a month in advance, even for birthdays. So I use the calendar for that 100%. The other thing that I use a lot is my to-do list. I have specific categories that I work, whether it's the offer of the day, the client projects, people I need to follow up, people I'm waiting on, etc. And I print that list every day, and but that list gets populated the night before. Automations, they do work there. If you find yourself repeating a task all the time, see how you can automate it or delegate it. Now, before you delegate it, you want to create a step-by-step, a standard operating procedure, an SOP, or a checklist for the virtual assistant to help you with. Whether it's fancy hands or somebody in the Philippines, really doesn't matter. But without that document, don't give that task to a virtual employee. And those are the things that I use right now. Dropbox, anything that allows me to execute what I need to do outside the office, but like if I was in front of the office, Evernote, Dropbox, Google Docs, Gmail, Google Calendar, all those tools that give you location freedom, those are the way to go. But in the meantime, what I will do is I will keep an eye on the comments in the video, and if you have a specific question about time management that I can help you, then I will answer. But hopefully these give you a good direction and things that you were not doing that you can adjust. A question, Laura, that I can answer before we end?
Yeah, no question.
No, but what about you?
For me?
Yes.
So when it comes to the 5-second rule,
Yes.
what if you don't do anything after the 5 seconds? Like, how do you get out of that? Like,
so what I noticed is when the first couple times that I was using this 5 second rule. So her question, if you didn't hear Laura's question, is what happens if you don't do anything after the 5 second rule? After you count backwards from 5 to 1. So it happened to me at first. I wasn't getting out of the couch, but I felt horrible. And that gave me motivation when I recounted again to get up and do what I needed to do. Now, I got to a point where I use it and I feel bad for not doing what I need to be doing. And I get up and I do it. It's no buts, it's no question. No question. It works.
you just gotta fucking do it.
You just try it a couple times. It might work, it might not work immediately, but the rule works. And what I mean it might not work immediately is because you might have F it, I'm just gonna sit here, and that could be a sign. Maybe that's not the type of product that you want to be doing or the line of work that you want to be doing. Something is bothering you that you don't want to tackle that task. And if you don't want to tackle that task, outsource it if it needs to get done. Earn less, but keep, move the task along and do something that makes you happy. That could be a sign too. Why you don't want it? It's a specific task or just everything period that you just count backwards and you don't.
So sometimes it's like with the gym, and I
The
can't
gym.
outsource that.
The gym. So like let's be honest. I'm overweight, and I know it. However, it doesn't matter how much you tell me. That's not in the top of my list. I do TRX and I run, and I'm eating better. But that's not in like I'm stopping everything that I'm doing just so I can exercise. You can argue that, I might die early or I will develop. Yes, I know it. But there is nothing you can tell me right now to drop anything that I'm doing here to change that habit. But I'm eating better. I'm exercising more often. I'm still eating ice cream and cookies.
Protein ice cream.
I love ice cream. So yes. Here's my hack for the things that you don't want to eat. Tell your spouse or you don't buy them. Don't buy it. If you don't have it in your house, you don't eat it. What else? The other one. This one is probably the one that is going to help you identify that to-do list, to refine your to-do list. So this one is more for your to-do list. And if you do it that way, you can filter out some tasks and focus more in this area. Do a little bit of this one, or use your tech guys to do this one and forget about this. Like, try to forget about them. The project needs to get done, needs to be moving. We can't be the chokehold in our business. We can't be the bottleneck in our business. We need to be the one that is you as a business owner, you need an entrepreneur, you need to be the person that is unclogging those bottlenecks, getting to the root cause of the problem. Why is this task not moving along? Why is this task is getting done today when it was supposed to be done yesterday? So it's more about the CEO mindset. You get that CEO mindset in your business and you're gonna be rocking.